pretty silly but also hilarious internet beef between two grown-ass little muscle monster men.
I was basically condescending and negative towards you.
And it was like making fun of me and the whole thing. Because of that feeling, I'm like, well, I'm just gonna go hard on him.
You're sort of dragging me through the mud. I was like, okay, World War III. I thought that was very, very fucking harsh of me to do. Because I was pretty aggressive towards you, not physically, but psychologically. It's not a way I like to be at all. I don't want to be negative anymore, man.
Yeah.
And if you want to continue to make videos about me that are any combination of positive and negative, you won't see me push back anymore. And if you want to make more positive content, dope.
You got to give credit to Dr. Mike. He wants to move on. He wants to squash the beef. It doesn't make him feel good to focus on negative things, and he doesn't want to talk about negative shit, which is awesome, man.
I'm never going to say negative things about you, so help me God, ever again. I just don't like doing it.
That's great, because you can be a super genius kinesiology PhD muscle workout guy and not be a complete cock. You can just be nice too. That's a real world scenario, which I think he's realizing, you know, and sometimes people need to get something out of their system.
There was like 3 trainer videos where I was like inappropriately mean. I don't feel good about any of that stuff. Those trainers, yeah, I feel fucking terrible about it. And if any of those folks ever watch this, reach out to me. We'll fucking square it.
And now he just wants to spread positivity and love and continue to put information out there and educate, which I absolutely love. And I haven't always been the biggest fan of him. I've made content pushing back against him, but you got to give credit where credit's due, man. I'm not going to hate on somebody when they show improvement and maturation. I'm going to celebrate it, and we should all celebrate it, because this is a person that has a huge audience and a huge ability to not only educate, but also influence people and their mentality and their perspective, and wanting to shift to just focusing on more positive spin on everything is amazing.
I'm gonna try to put the most negative light on this because A, it's gonna get the most views, and deep down I'm like, I also wanna like show them what I'm feeling, because obviously I'm like hurt by the initial interaction. I literally will watch your video, watch 30 minutes and pick the 3 points in the video out of 30 that I disagree with, and then go hard on that. Any negativity, it's like almost like I'm a sponge eating it up, and it like...
Gregory, on the other hand, I think we should all be slightly disappointed that he doesn't want to fully move on. He's holding on to these videos that he's already edited or something.
So you have videos that are edited, paid for, that you made about Mike. I think it would be a very nice gesture to not put out those videos.
Like, I can't delete out like 10 videos.
Can I do the devil on your shoulder? But you're gonna make a lot of money.
So yeah, the money I don't need.
Like, if you truly mean what you say, like, you can't post another video. Like, it's not nice. It's bullying. It's crossed the line. I don't care that you paid for them, edited them. Like, I'm fucking done with this shit, dude. Seriously, like, can you please not post the fucking videos? Like, please.
I still have to I still have to talk to Steve.
Which seems like such a small, stupid thing. Like, apparently he doesn't need the money, and, you know, he can just crank out endless content reacting to people's stuff. It's probably not that big of a deal, and he doesn't want to let go of it. And when you hear his account of why they developed a beef, it was based off of one interaction where Mike was very condescending and rude, which he acknowledges and apologizes for, which just set off a fury within Gregory to make half his channel dedicated to bashing Dr. Mike. And some of it was fair. I think he was calling out some of the hypocrisy and some of the kind of ridiculous excuses maybe. When you look at this more closely, it's like, wow, you're really just holding on to this like kind of petty little beef of this person that made you feel small and insignificant. I think Greg's taking an L here 100%, my dude. You gotta squash the beef and let it go. Mike's come to the table apologizing. You're looking petty now. You're looking ridiculous in my opinion. Maybe it's time to turn a leaf and just do positive reactionary shit, man. Try it. Maybe you can make more money. You never know. And since you've made tons of money already, maybe you should start focusing more on having a positive impact instead of just fueling negativity, because it gets clicks. In today's workout, we were feeling a little lackluster. I didn't get a great sleep, but I still decided to push to the maximum, to the brink. Some people wouldn't advise that. What are the ups and downs, the pros and cons? If you don't feel good, you didn't get a good sleep, you've been drinking, whatever, getting off a sickness, should you not go to the maximum? There's a good argument to be made. You should listen to your body, should slow down and temper your intensity level. I would argue that the benefit in bringing the same degree of intensity and drive, regardless of what your body have, outweighs the downside of maybe occasionally pushing your body a little harder than you should when it didn't necessarily have, everything that it could on that day, in that you didn't get a good sleep or you ate something crappy and you're not going to push to your maximum. You may not get PRs. I think the mentality and the perspective that you develop over time by just going, I empty my tank no matter what, outweighs the potential downsides of maybe occasionally pushing your body harder than you should. On the flip side, if you wanted to listen to your body 100%, and in this case, I didn't get a great sleep, so maybe I only do like 2 sets and I don't go to failure, I just get in there and get out. If I was to fully listen to my body, that would maybe be the more advisable session instead of going balls to the wall 100%. And I would be working towards recovering better and getting a good sleep tonight, and then, back in the gym tomorrow in a more rested state. You're definitely not going to overdo it, get sick, push yourself to a higher risk or degree of injury. But I think the issue is then the line starts to blur of when you make that call and when you don't. And for most people, once you open that up, then that's going to spread into most workouts. They're going to go, oh man, I'm just a little lackluster today. Oh, this, oh, that. And you forego developing kind of this relentless consistency, this mindset where you just show up and attack your workouts regardless of how you feel. I'm not here to tell you 100% that one thing's better than the other. In my experience, in my perspective, if you're serious about muscle growth, I think there's more to gain by ignoring your body to a degree. Now, obviously, there's limits to that. And you want to make sure that you're warming up and doing a bunch of mobility work to prime your body, whatever you need to do to get it into a good state to perform if you're in kind of like a suboptimal state. And then doing a lot of warm-up sets and realizing that, like in this case, I matched my previous PRs on triceps and biceps. I didn't get a new PR, which I'm content with because I kind of know going in, like I'm going to go for it all out. But, I was also doing a form reset workout where I'm not necessarily chasing another rep, but I'm just trying to get the same amount of reps I got the last time, but do it with better form. So, in the back of your head, realizing that like, okay, I didn't get a great sleep, but I don't want to focus on that. I don't want that to be the driving thought and perspective that I bring into the session, because a lot of times you could go in sometimes feeling suboptimal and then have a really good session. I've surprised myself a lot of times. And so you're foregoing that benefit as well. And I think overall, as long as you don't get too out of control and you don't like fall too far into constantly ignoring your body, like in this case, I now know that I didn't get a great sleep and I trained really hard. I'm pretty depleted. Like I shouldn't do anything crazy for the rest of the day, and I should try to get a really good sleep tonight and go to bed early. So within reason, your body does have a limit, and if you're, going pedal to the metal in all other areas of life and training all the time and not sleeping, you're not going to see as much progress. That's a real thing. Your sleep and your ability to recover from your sessions is real. I'm not saying ignore that, but I think if you're being semi-reasonable and not going crazy with your lifestyle and your choices in terms of that are going to affect your recovery, I think you're better off to ignore signs of fatigue and reasons why you're not going to get as good of a workout. I think that the value in developing that mentality where you go in there and you max it out no matter what far exceeds the potential value in doing a better job of listening to your body and aligning, the stimulus or fatigue that you put with the amount of recovery so that it's more optimal, which you would do if you can get really good at always listening to your body, but also pushing to the maximum. I think it's just too difficult of a needle to thread for most people, and you're going to end up slipping into leaning into too many reasons to not push. My 2 cents. I think one way to deal with that is like, okay, I'm not feeling great today, or for whatever reason, I feel like I'm not going to perform at my best. I'm going to train absolutely as hard as I can, and then I'm going to recover even harder after. I'm going to take a nap. I'm going to make sure to eat something really healthy, and then I'm going to make sure to be in bed an hour earlier, 9 p.m., 10 p.m., whatever, to compensate for the degree of fatigue or lackluster that I'm feeling. There could be outlier situations, like if you're, having a bender weekend, which is not going to be constructive to your training regardless. But if you're going out and getting blackout drunk for whatever, or even just having a significant amount of liquor for whatever occasion it may be, that also trying to push your body really hard in the gym could be counterproductive. But if you push through that extreme, suboptimal scenario, higher degree of fatigue scenario, and even though you're not going to physically build more muscle, the mental gains that you build where you're like, I am rock solid with my approach to training and I train hard no matter what, I would still argue in the long run that's going to pay out more for you developing that mindset. So that's food for thought, something for you to think about. At the end of the day, man, do whatever the hell you want to do. I'm not an expert. I'm just sharing my thoughts to try to help you guys make some more gains in the gym. If you want to supersize your god dang piped out arenos, the ARM program, as always, is your number one resource on the internet. It will help you get gigantic arms.